She's back, everybody. Dr. Oz's BFF, Lyn-Genet Recitas, with a plan. It is doing so well. She is taking the foods that we think are good for us and turning them on their head like asparagus. Talk to everybody again about the plan and what you speak to in terms of foods we think are good for us but make us actually gain weight.
Well, that's what happens when you eat a food like asparagus, which can cause 1.3 pound weight gain from 4 stalks. What winds up happening is your body's telling you, please don't feed this to me. So these healthy foods can cause a histamine response, which raises your cortisol and skews your hormones and does all sorts of stuff to your immune system.
And you say the same for things like quinoa, which everybody touts as one of the ultimate superfoods.
And it's true. On paper, quinoa looks like it's absolutely amazing, but we find that for 65% of our clients, it causes an inflammatory response, which affects their immune system and their waistline.
Why? Why quinoa?
Well, you know, quinoa is interesting. I mean, it's an ancient grain, so it's 3,000 years old, so unless you're 3,000 years old, you probably don't have the enzymes to digest it. And unless you're Incan and native to that area, you probably also don't have the enzymes to break that down. So a lot of it is based on genetics and where you're from and how you digest food.
And your book teaches people how to find what they're sensitive to. And you had a really interesting email, or was it something on Twitter about cheesecake?
Oh, that's hysterical. Yes, I got an email on Facebook from a woman saying, thank you, Lynn. I realized it was the strawberries on the cheesecake that were making me fat, and not the cheesecake. Yes.
Is that not wild? So she can still eat the cheesecake, she won't gain weight the next day, but if she puts strawberries on it, boom, there's the weight gain.
Well, you know, strawberries are actually highly reactive. They affect acid reflux, they attack your thyroid. They're really a hot mess.
And then you had another email from one of our viewers.
Yes, Carol, happy birthday on Friday.
Happy birthday.
She's turning 66.
Okay.
And she said that she saw me here. She immediately bought the book. She went on the plan. She easily hit her goal. She's now 6 pounds below her goal. Her husband thinks she looks gorgeous, so.
So what did you bring here? This is an example of the foods that are usually not highly reactive, which means you can eat a lot of them and not gain weight.
Yeah, these are actually some of the foods that we have on the cleanse, and we start you off with a 3-day cleanse. As a woman, you're eating over 2,500 calories a day, but you're losing about 1.5 pounds to 2 pounds a day.
Sounds unbelievable. Eat more to lose weight.
That's what people say. All I need to do to lose weight is eat.
And then you were saying something about spring. It's sort of like just, you know, spring cleaning your system?
Well, the cleanse you can do any time of year.
Yeah.
The spring is one of the best times to do it, however. And then what you do is you slowly and systematically test the foods that you love. So we'll have you test cheese and steak and bread and see how you do. And those are actually lower reactive foods.
And the awesome thing is people can actually sample your menu. It'll be featured. It's one of my favorite places, Stock Restaurant inside the Trump Hotel.
I am so excited.
We're going to be part of that tomorrow. We're going to do some sampling. So the food is actually rich. Don't think you're going in and only getting, you know, kale or nuts and seeds.
Yeah.
There's lamb.
There's lamb. There's
butter.
Steak. There's butter.
Cheese.
Yeah.
And
wine is definitely part of the plan.
And I love that. So that starts tomorrow, and it'll be featured.
Yeah, they're going to have appetizers and entrees for lunch and for dinner.
Okay.
Amazing chocolate, amazing wine list. The staff is wonderful. I tasted some of the food last night. It was amazing. It was melting in my mouth.
So, for example, last night you said you had wine, you had cheese, you had lamb, you had chocolate, and this morning you woke up and you were the exact same weight.
Well, and it's amazing because I ate at 11 o'clock at night. I'm really a nutritionist nightmare. I always eat late.
Right.
And it's amazing. I felt great. I bounced out of bed.
Last time you were on, people were saying, you know, a lot of people don't feel comfortable weighing themselves every day because it makes yourself too self-conscious about that number on the scale. What do you say to those people?
Your scale is your best friend. It really is. It tells you every single day your chemical response to food. And when you know that response to the food, you can leave it out, like the strawberries or the asparagus. Because if you're going to gain 1 pound, it's ridiculous that you should gain 1 pound from a fruit or a vegetable.
And with you, it started as a nutritionist where you would see people come in, you'd have them on the same exercise and diet regimen. Some people would gain weekly, others would lose. So you said, what's the difference here? What's one doing different than the other? And it's that your body, when it gets inflamed, cannot produce the proper enzymes to break down the food, so it holds on to the weight.
Well, you know, it's interesting. The first foods that I found that were highly reactive were black beans. And then the second one was salmon. And then the third was oatmeal. And then Greek yogurt.
I eat all of those things every day.
Well, they obviously work for you. But for a lot of people, they don't. Those foods are 85% reactive over the age of 35.
Wow.
So if you're eating these foods, putting them in your diet, and cutting out the fun stuff, thinking that you're being healthy, there's really no such thing thing is healthy. It's just what's healthy for you.
Right, it makes sense. You have to customize it to your body's needs. For more information, I know you're going to have questions as always on Twitter. It's at Lyn-Genet, so it's Lyngenet. As well, you can go to the website, lyngenet.com, and the book, bright yellow, you can't miss it with the purple lettering. It's called The Plan, How to Eat Your Way into Losing Fat. Always good to see you. Can't wait to see you tomorrow at Stock.